Live with the infamous Steve Way on episode 46 here.
Oh,
So
wow.
excited, so excited.
Hello, hello.
Hello, hello.
Yeah. Escrow Tuesday.
How are you, Charles?
Hey, I am pretty good. And what a manic Tuesday. Hey, that's another show. Okay, I forgot about that one. But yay. Let's see. Let's do the standard Siri welcome. I love this voice.
Hello,
yes.
And welcome to Escrow Tuesdays. This is Charles and my co-host Narhee Nguyen, and we are live on Facebook.
All right.
Okay, it wasn't that much fun. Hey, we've got the amazing Steve Way. So before we get to the amazing Steve Way, Narhee, how the heck are you?
I'm doing great. Charles, how are you?
And what can happen in escrow?
Oh boy, anything and everything for the 46th time.
Yeah, even in a state that doesn't have escrow, hey, there's always kind of a story here, but we've got the somewhat elusive, right, but dynamic leader here in Greater Phoenix, Steve Way. Welcome to the show.
Hey, guys.
I know this sounds all professional right before we were chit-chatting like idiots, but we are now professional broadcasting.
This was not what I was told.
Yes, that's right. Yeah, well, hey, you called ahead of time, said, hey, how can I prepare, whatever. And that means you're on it, so we appreciate it. But, you don't have to prepare anything. Just show up and hang out. And meanwhile, Steve, this is what, episode 46?
Yeah.
So, hey, tell us a little bit about yourself while I go ahead and, tag a bunch of people and get them on to start making some interesting comments.
All right. Well, a little bit about myself. Let's see. I just have some of my staff here coughing. It's not a big deal. Don't mind. Fine. Oh gosh.
I think they're gonna need your help, Steve.
This is more important. So a little bit about me.
Yeah. If you grew up in Arizona?
No, so I was born in China, right? I was born in China, and I don't know why my email is not turning on. I am so sorry. I keep turning it off. Yeah.
That's all right. We could join a live email chat, with one of your customers if you like. Guaranteed 0.9% interest rate by Steve Way on jumbo non-QM loans.
There you go.
Mm-hmm.
Sure. You ask about interest, yeah, whatever you want.
All right, go ahead. So, born in China, made in China.
Yeah.
How's that?
Made in China. Yeah, made and born. All of it. Assembled, all of that, right? So born in China. I was in China until I was 10, turning 11. So then I migrated by myself, actually, to live with my aunt here in LA. So in 2002, that's when I flew into America. And gosh, it was interesting because I didn't know anybody. I didn't even know my ABCs because honestly, I was a really bad student and I'm just a really bad kid. I didn't do anything.
Wow, bad kid, huh? Yeah, well, Tony Key's watching, so he's going to confirm if this is all true or not. And also Christina Comstock, Mindy Long.
I have so many things to say about Tony Key, but we'll keep it for another
chat. We'll do it. Well, that's the next show. Okay.
Yeah. Hey, so came to America.
Yep.
And kind of got into the groove of things. And I was in LA all the way until the end of high school. And after I graduated, I came to Arizona. Believe it or not, I was actually a pre-med degree major. So when I was graduating, our family wasn't doing, we weren't exactly in the best position. So it was, whatever I can do to start working, right? So at that time, my aunt, bless her heart, she did the best she could. And she just said, the most successful friend that we had, through our church was nurses, right? And at that time, growing up, we didn't we didn't have anything. So growing up, she was telling me, she said, if you become a nurse, you can make like $50,000 a year, and if you do really well, you make 75, and if you do a lot of overtime, and eventually you can make $100,000 a year. And at that time, I'm like, wow, $100,000, that's insane.
Yeah, right.
Seriously, because the kids in our neighborhood, the one that went to universities, they came back with their engineering degrees. They're making about 50, 60,000, right?
Yeah.
So I was like, wow, this is cool. So I came to be a nurse, and thank God during that time I had to work at night. So I got my nursing assistant license. So I started working as a nursing assistant at nighttime at the telemetry floor. And the funny thing is, I didn't realize that the hospitals is conquered by Filipinos, right? So here I am, a 6'3" Chinese guy, and you have all these Filipinos telling me and yelling at me and telling me what to do. And all the patients were mistaking me for the doctor. And I was like, no, I'm just a nurse.
Hey, you may as well just kind of play it, yeah? Kind of like Catch Me If You Can. Hey, Tony Key says you are the mini Yao Ming.
We're going to ignore Tony Key for a little bit now.
Gosh.
Focus back. All right, so you're running around the hospital. You're 7 foot tall, and everyone thinks you're a doctor, and you're so humble. You're like, no, I'm not really the doctor. Although, did you throw in a few surgery orders just for fun?
No, I'm actually the guy that's helping the
appendectomy stat.
Oh, gosh.
OR3.
And the funny thing is, every time when I have like an Asian patient, they were like, "Oh, sit down." Like they would want to like talk to me, right, about how my life is not like, why are you not trying to be a doctor? Like, what's going on? Like,
right.
Like trying to give me this lecture. I'm like, no, I'm okay. Anyways, long story short, so that happened. And moving town at that time, probably a year and a half into me being a nursing assistant, I was in this house, and there was 4 of us total. We had one guy, he was a very good student. All he did was read, which was cool. The other guy, he was at that time going to school and learning how to wholesale homes. And had another roommate that was just transitioning. He was working for Toll Brothers on the mortgage side and just about to go independent with Academy Mortgage, I believe, to become a loan officer. And I think during that time, I had a little distribution company on the side just because I wanted to do other things. It didn't make money, but it didn't lose money, so I take that as a win.
Yep.
So at that time, 2 of them, my wholesale roommate and my mortgage roommate, they were saying, hey, you should stop doing what you're doing. I was like, yeah, I should. I hate this, right? This whole nursing thing is not for me. I enjoyed it, but it was rough. Just because everybody keeps telling me that I shouldn't do that every day when I go to work. So anyways, wholesale and the mortgage, so I was at a place where, okay, I need to pick which role kind of I want to go, right? And I decided to go into mortgages, and believe it or not, it was the worst decision I could have ever made.
Wow.
And one of the best decisions I could have ever made.
Oh. Yeah.
So at that time, my roommate said, hey, let's team up. We're 50-50. I was like, wow, that's fantastic. And I was like, oh, how much do you think we can make? He was like, we could probably make $10,000 a month.
$100,000 a year. Well,
it goes back to that, right?
Yeah.
It goes back to that. I'm like, wow, that's fantastic, right? Once again, I'm so excited about life. So I go and get my license. I didn't have any money, so everything I had, I kind of spent, which is like $1,000, right, into the classes and getting my license. So while I'm doing that, I'm like, wow, how the heck am I gonna tell my parents? I'm
gonna go from nurse to wheeler dealer money grubber.
Yeah, I already quit school. By that time, I'm like, well, they'll be fine. I've been paying for school, so they'll be okay. They were not okay. It was horrible. So I passed my test.
Do what?
Yeah, passed my test, got my license. I was so proud of myself because the instructor said, "Do you know anything about finances?" I'm like, "No, absolutely not." You know, and he's like, "Oh, don't worry, you're not gonna pass the first time. Just take it so you know what it's like. You know, but you can take it again." I'm like, "Listen, I don't have to. I can't take it again. This is all I have. I
Right.
have to
Yeah, I mean, come on.
Yeah, like there's no more money." So got through, got into mortgages. My family hated me for a while. We're okay now. We all love each other.
Good.
But when I first got in, gosh, I made absolutely no money.
Mm-hmm.
Oh,
I
yeah.
looked at my buddy and I'm like, "Hey, what happened to everything was already set up and we're ready to go?" He's like, "Well,
100 grand a month,
yeah," and we were 3 months into it, 4 months into this, we're like $12,000 in draws, right? Because we haven't produced a single thing. And the funny thing is, I always tell people, like my staff, I said, "It's okay, just have patience." My first year in mortgages, I made $16,000 gross, right? Gross. And that was the only, it was so bad, guys.
Well, you could probably gotten a Netflix, subscription with that, maybe. Throw in a
probably
little
had
bit of
Netflix.
some fast food, maybe.
A lot of fast food, a lot of Coinstar. A lot of Coinstar just
Oh,
to
there you
get
go. Yeah, you're digging through under your couch, under your car
Oh,
seat.
everything. My
Oh,
God.
yeah.
Everything, right?
Yeah.
Just to survive.
Right.
I remember there's this one time.
Coinstar.
Yeah, there's this one time, and 'cause you get paid on the 5th and on the 20th, I believe. I don't even remember. Account was always negative. And I remember after everything was settled and I just got my paycheck, I was like, wow, I have like $8 left or $5 left or something like that.
Oh, yeah.
And I went to a grocery store, and this is I tell myself this sometimes because sometimes we just spend way too much money and
Yep.
because we don't have to, but we still do. I remember $5, and I got some milk, a little bit of eggs, and a whole loaf of bread. I'm like, wow. Now thinking back, I don't remember when's the last time we went to lunch and spent
Right.
less than $20, right?
Yeah. Right. Yeah.
So that's kind of my little story about how I
That's so
came
cool.
up, right? And it was tough. I mean, there was times where I finally got a client. They're like, "Hey, okay, come to my house, and we can talk about this."
Mm-hmm.
I was like, "Oh, but I have an appointment at that time. I didn't have an appointment. I didn't have money for gas because it was so far away." And that was my first year and a half, 2 years in mortgages. After that, it's really swim or drown, right? Like I was at a position where you have to do it. If you don't, you're gonna die. I didn't want to die. So, now, I'm at a position where I can help people in that position where I was at.
Mm-hmm.
So,
Wow. Yeah, no, people don't realize what a struggle it is to get into, the 1099 kind of start is really difficult. And, some guys are at banks, they get a little salary draw and things are a little easier. But there's a lot more pressure from people that you may not be crazy about where you're doing your own thing. I mean, real estate, and mortgage lending. So the people that you see that are successful, especially in AREAA, you go, wow, I mean, stories like yours, Steve, are probably not unique, right? I mean, everyone's kind of gone through the struggles. Maybe a few lucky folks didn't have to, deal with that. But man, you're right. Coinstar and Top Ramen and a sleeping bag, that's kind of how you started off. It's like starting rock and roll, right? Not much.
yeah. So I found a life hack, which is not a good hack.
Yeah.
I realized when no one was, I remember this after my first year into my second year, no one was going to lend me any more money. The banks, I owe everybody money at this point, right? All the banks. And I didn't want to go to my family, right?
Nope.
Because it's not like they have tons of it. And the other thing is, remember we went to kind of civil war when I said,
Ended.
Yeah. Right.
So every time they ask me, how's it going? I'm like, fantastic.
Yeah, unbelievable.
Dying.
Yeah, unbelievable, Steve. The mortgage business is unbelievable.
I was going to tell you my hack. So I realized no one's going to give me money. I was like, what am I going to do? Right? I'm on survival mode. I realized if I just go back to school, student loans.
There you go, man.
Give that loan to
that
anybody.
is your answer. Debt and homework. All right.
That's it. So I went back to school just to get a student just to get the student loans to kind of continue living, right? So
Got to do what you got to do, you know. I mean,
fun times.
yeah.
Fun
Well,
times.
you know, there are in some schools, and if you have a budget, you get a little bit of extra to live off of. So, in a sense, went to go get
Yeah.
a little smarter and borrowed some money to survive. Wow.
Yeah.
Well, I feel like there's a lot more after that, but yeah, that's just
Yeah.
insane. So I guess that kind of caps off your career part, right, Nari? But you know, we kind of smoothed into that one, right? Pretty slick there, Steve. But all right, so you're doing this kind of mortgage thing, and you're making $100,000 a year, and I'm sure you're making $100,000 on one loan these days.
No, I do not.
Okay, well, we know
This is
you
fun.
do.
I
I
do
mean,
not make- I
don't
don't
be
make
so
any money.
humble. Yeah. So with all this busyness and just struggling and or just making it, why did you decide, yeah, I think I'm going to spend some volunteer time and go become an AREAA chapter president? I mean, how'd you find AREAA? How did AREAA find you?
Yeah. So initially, when I was trying to find business, of course, the first thing you go, I'm in Arizona. There's not a lot of Asian Americans here, right? So what do? I go find Asian real estate agents, right? I figure they're Chinese, I'm Chinese, we should be able to jive.
I'm a duck, you're a duck. Yeah, okay.
Yeah, not true. Didn't get any business, but I did come across an AREAA magazine,
Okay.
and I was very excited, and I was like, wow, this is cool, right? All of these, this great organization, and it's for Asian Americans. Like, this has got to be where I need to be. It felt good. I was asking the agent, the broker where I got the magazine from, and she said, yeah, AREAA's great. You should call the president. No, who's the president? She's like, I forgot his name, but he's Chinese, right? He's Chinese, and you guys should get along. Okay, perfect. So I call National. I say, hey, I'm looking for the president of Greater Phoenix.
Right.
And they said, well, his name is Kurt Nishimura. I'm like, oh, that's not Chinese. That's Japanese.
Yeah.
Might not be as easy as I thought it was gonna be, right? So then I called Kurt, and love Kurt to death. He's like an older brother to me, just like Tony.
Yep.
I have a lot of older brothers, and so Kurt kind of brought me into AREAA. I started doing some volunteer work, and at least it was activity, right? It wasn't
You're
making
doing stuff, right? Yeah.
Yeah, at least it was activity. I was learning, and so and that's what I always say, right? Like with AREAA, we all get into AREAA because of the network. At the end of the day, it's about we all want to make more money, right? And kind of expand our business and improve our business, and that's why we get into these associations at first.
Right.
And then we got there. I remember my first national convention was in San Francisco. That's when we just got done with the No Other campaign. That's when No Other just started.
Right. So that was Carmen Chong's outgoing, and that was
16,
Vicky Silvano's installation, I believe.
Right. Was that 2016? I believe.
Yeah, that was 16. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, in the 16.
That was my first AREAA convention, and I was like, wow, this is pretty cool, right?
Right. Yeah. You're like, wow, it's just not a few little local chapters here.
Yeah. And I started meeting everybody on the, nationally. I'm like, wow, I could learn. The good thing with me is I'm always been the younger guy in the room. So that helps, right? So I'm just following everybody around, just like, oh, don't mind me. I'm just
a 6'3", doctor just running around. All right. Hey, we had a real doctor on last week, so.
Yeah, we did.
Liza on?
Yeah, I
there
should
you
have kept
go.
the whole doctor garb on your.
Oh, gosh. I remember the first time I met her, I was like, hi. She was like, oh, hi. I'm a doctor. I'm like, huh?
Really? She did the doctor thing to you? Wow.
Yeah, how arrogant, right?
Yeah, I said, hi, what's your name? Liza? And go, no.
No.
Dr. Fong to you, Steve. I love it.
She's awesome.
Yeah, she is. Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah, so that's kind of how I got into the art. And AREAA have done a lot for me. Maybe not directly with business, but I mean, I met my girl in AREAA. AREAA has provided more than enough where I have to give back. But the truth is, I didn't want to be president. I was vice president for 3 years in a row, and my goal was to keep that going, right? And not become president.
Yeah, and Kurt Naveen's like, no, we're gonna have to get you off that seat. So who was it that sat you down and said, Steve, man, come on, step up?
Yeah.
I don't know. Someone needs to, because Steve's about to lose his mind.
Yeah. But I mean, who made you step up? Was it Naveen? Was it Kurt? Was it a combo?
Gosh, it was Kurt. It was Naveen. It's funny. It was when everything got decided.
Yeah.
It was actually in San Gabriel Valley.
Yeah.
Oh.
When we had our regional retreat.
Right.
Alan Okamoto said, "Why are you taking so long? Like, you need to do it."
Oh yeah. Okay. Yeah. So we were at the Asian Youth Center, and it was Judy Chu and all that stuff. Yeah. Oh wow. So it happened then. I love it.
And Kurt was there. Kurt was like, "Yeah, can you tell him to do it?" I was like, "Oh, okay."
Awesome.
And we're talking about this in front of everybody. I'm like, "Yeah, sure, I guess I'll do it."
And Jed's probably there, and a few other people, right? And they're like, "Oh,
Right.
dude."
No, I mean everybody else. But yeah.
Oh, that's awesome. All right. So we'll credit to a group, but Alan Okamoto, good job. He is.
Yeah.
You know, he
What
is.
took you so long?
He is the legend. You know that, Steve.
Oh, I do.
I know. Yeah.
Oh, where's your background?
Yeah, exactly.
As you have the background, don't you?
Oh, me? Yeah, no, I do
Yeah.
have the background. Let's just for fun, we'll do it just for a second here. But
Yeah.
it's kind of a fun background, and it's actually a background more kind of like. Oops, I'm screwing up the. There you go.
There.
You go. Look at that. You got the saguaro cactus and the legend. You know.
There you go.
Representing Texas, Arizona.
Uh-huh.
Well, the trick picture is, right, and everyone in Arizona knows that saguaro cactus only grows in Arizona in small pockets of maybe California, right? But they're not in Texas. What you think, these
This
cowboy
hat.
movies.
Oh, his
Cowboy
hat.
That's the Texas part.
And his buckle. Look
Yeah,
at
and
that.
his belt buckle there, right?
Yeah. That is. So, Steve, I know you're in the lending business. So, escrow in itself has a lot of crazy stories. I mean, I could write novels of how insane, things can go upside down in the last minute. I'm sure lending has, your side of the stories of madness, craziness, end of the month. Do you have any that you can share with us?
Yeah, I mean there are tons, right?
Mm-hmm.
I'm trying to think of something that's out of the ordinary, but there's one. The first escrow I ever closed with Kurt.
Aha.
Okay. It wasn't crazy, but this lady, she was working with Kurt for the last 3-4 years.
Wow.
Mhm.
And she was waiting and saving up so that she can, get into a home. And when I met Kurt, of course, we were we were friendly, but we didn't do any business together. And he was like, "Hey, I have this client that's waiting for, she's been waiting forever. I'm trying to convince her that there are programs out there, but the banker I'm working with is kind of not driving the message to her." I was like, "Well, let me try.
Yeah, give it a
Say
shot.
anything at this point, right?" So I called her and also sure we got her into a down payment assistance program. And at the end, this is Arizona, by the way. Okay, so at that right now, Arizona's prices is a lot more higher now. But she was buying a $250,000 home, I believe, if I remember correctly. And her earnest money was $1,000. At closing, she got $300 back. Okay. After all the credits and everything we're giving her, so literally she spent $700 for the whole thing.
Mm-hmm.
And she was so emotional. And this is still the only time this has happened. She started crying, and then she started praying and blessing us at the table, right? I mean, I'm not Catholic, but it was just out of the ordinary.
Yeah.
I'm like, I don't know what to do right now.
Start praying with her.
Yeah, awkward.
Yeah. So I'm like, wow, I think we just. I looked at her. I'm like, hey, I think we did good.
Uh-huh.
I'm like, does this happen with you often? He's like, no, never. Oh, okay.
Oh, he should have played around with you. Yeah, quite often, you're just lucky because my clients have fallen asleep at, signings and appointments. So it's good that
Yeah.
that happens there.
Yeah, so that one, and there's so many other ones where, at the end of the day, in the lending business, we're always trying to do whatever we can to help, the realtors and whatnot, right? So then what we do is we have to do the 9-day closes, the 12-day closes, and things like that. That means nothing could go wrong, right? But anything that goes wrong, which happens often because you're dealing with humans, it's all last minute kind of putting out fires and whatnot. Yeah. I remember this one time, it was a closing in Phoenix, but my client was in California. And just to get a close on time, I think we started driving at 3 in the morning. I started driving at 3 in the morning to meet the client in Alhambra, pick up the docs after they sign at, I believe they finished signing at like 10, and rushed back. No, sorry, wrong. Started driving at 2.
Wow.
And that time was the time that I got into LA at 6 or 7 in the morning, picked up the docs, and then drove back to Arizona. And I think I made it just before 2 p.m.
Oh, the wire cut off.
Or the wire cut off.
Yeah.
It's always that, we have a bank called Bank of Hope out here, and sometimes there's not much hope there.
Right.
The Bank of No Hope, 201.
But thank God right now, like with my current situation, with at Intercap, we fund before docs are signed. So as long as it's clear to close, they pre-fund.
Oh, okay, wow.
So if I had to do that again, I can actually start driving at 8.
Oh, right, yeah, instead, right?
Steve.
All right, well, we will leave it at that.
Oh, boy,
That was awesome stuff.
Sure. Yeah,
what we do to make it close, huh? It's awesome. We become a pro at it, though. But congrats on closing that one.
Right?
Yeah. Oh, who is that? And look at that.
Yeah, look at all those toys. Anything can happen, but
actually, that's actually Tony outside of Tony Key's house.
Oh, is that right? Yeah. Well, we got pictures inside this house. Don't worry about it. A little bit later. All right. Hey, so thank you very much for sharing that story and sharing your love of AREAA, with whatever Kool-Aid that Alan Okamoto and those guys had you drink. But we really appreciate it. What do we got here? All right, so this is your top 5, Steve, and it is top 5's Arizona Nat Geo places, I guess. I didn't want to do geography all the way because it just wouldn't fit.
How should we do this? Should we do this from 5 or from 1? Or it doesn't matter?
Yeah,
right?
Let's go from 5 to 1, and 1 being the most important. So I'm going to throw up a picture, and you're going to just tell me where it is, what it is. We're going to learn together because we spent hours on this last night. Oh, my gosh. Yeah.
Man, look at this picture.
I know. That was pretty cool. Hey, so on the right, that looks like you.
That's it right there.
Yeah, it is right there. All right. Top 5. Whoops. I forgot to change it from last week, so it's still dim sum favorites. But
hey,
sorry
at
about
least
that.
we know.
Yeah.
May find dim sum at these top 5.
All right. So where is that?
Gosh, I have no idea. That's got to be south.
Yeah, that's a Montezuma Castle National Monument. What is that? So that must be some sort of Indian kind of tribe thing, right?
Yeah.
In Arizona. Wow. All right. Number 2.
I don't know where that
looks
is.
like kind of like
Right.
a hut.
Well, that is Walnut Canyon National Monument. I'm sure all these places at one point is about 120, and then at night it's like 30, like the desert probably. All right, here we go. What about that? Well, come on.
Ooh, this has got to be.
That's notice that cactus? Of course. That's just Saguaro National Park.
Yeah, I don't know none of these places, guys.
That's all right. You're from Arizona.
And they all have dim sum at every single one of these places.
Yeah, exactly. And you're
do.
always indoors in air conditioning. We get it. All right. What about this place?
Let me move this little thing.
I
don't know.
Petrified So that's
It's probably Petrified Forest.
yeah, that's a petrified.
I never been there either.
Really? No, we gotta go.
Wow.
Come on, hop in your Harley and let's go. All right. Well, and of course, the most amazing place in Arizona, the world famous Grand Canyon, and so, yeah, it is exactly where you want to be, right?
Yeah. I mean, honestly, when you talk about top 5, I was thinking, because my favorite place in Arizona is actually not the Grand Canyon.
Oh,
It is Sedona. Sedona, Arizona is one of my favorite places ever.
I concur. I love Sedona.
Yeah, I saw you
Sedona.
even there, so I guess I could use that one.
Especially when you're stressed. Gosh, Sedona's the place to be.
Hang out with crystals and all kinds of fun stuff. All right, well,
I just go and get drunk, but I
there
mean,
you go. That's
Oh,
what we figured.
okay.
Yeah. Hey, so we've got now upcoming what do we've got? Oh, that is the Grand Canyon. Duh. All right, so next we have the Escrow Tuesdays surprise guest segment.
Woohoo.
Yeah, it's probably not going to be all that, crazy, but, I mean, I think you
Okay,
saw some
let's
of it
see.
already. Yeah. All right, here we go. It is Steve Way, biker legend. There he is.
No.
Yeah,
Oh, God.
you are the biker legend. I mean, nice glasses there. I guess.
I
do
know.
do you need to wear a helmet in Arizona?
no, you do
You
not.
do not. Okay.
Oh.
And I have a weird shaped head where I tried and it hurts.
Hmm.
It hurts my skull. But honestly, it's not. You should wear a helmet.
All right.
Yeah.
Yeah, exactly. All right. Well, that's a good excuse. Yeah, it hurts when I put the helmet on. Well, it's gonna hurt even more later, buddy. Okay. All right. So here is top 3 AREAA bikers, but Steve is a little too corporate there, don't you think, Narhee?
Yeah, he
Yeah.
needs a helmet.
Does he need a helmet? Well, let's just
He needs a helmet.
let's go with the jacket first. I mean,
Ooh.
Oh, wow.
yeah, it's pretty.
I
cool
like
jacket.
it.
Yeah. Anything else? What do you think, Narhee?
Well, I saw you when you were putting this together. So.
No, you didn't. No, you didn't.
Yeah.
All right, well, let's go with the helmet. Well, let's just put a beanie on. I mean, maybe there's a helmet behind there. All right, so that's pretty good, right? Ready to go?
Yeah.
No? Not yet? All right, I think we need to
no.
add
What about a
AREAA
Oh,
badge, of
there it
course,
is.
right? That
An
makes it
AREAA.
official. But he looks like a friendly policeman, right? It's
Yeah,
not
that's what I'm
like,
saying.
yeah.
Why don't you
Very
scuff
fair.
him
All right,
up a
throw him a
bit?
little, put a little
Tattoo?
yeah, a little spiderweb tattoo on his cheek. I don't know what that means. Maybe he's like, beat up a bunch of people or something. All right, we got to get the cool glasses on for sure.
Look at that.
Yeah.
Okay.
But he still doesn't look really quite like rugged. No?
Any beard?
There you
Any?
go. There you go. Now,
Oh,
there we
there
go.
you
Now
go.
we've got it. Yeah. Now we've got the
Okay.
real
Wow.
look. All right.
Yeah.
You ready? We're going to go through the top 3 AREAA bikers. You didn't
Who are
realize.
the AREAA bikers?
Yeah. And we have to preface, I tried to find a picture of Dick Lee on a bike. I know I've got it somewhere, but he will be an honorable mention. All right. So who is this?
Ooh.
Wow.
No other than
He's
Charles.
awesome.
Yeah, I mean,
Great
some people
guy.
thought I was in a parking lot. It's in California, but I'm borrowing actually. A Harley. It was actually Jerry Woo's, so had to be. All right.
Jerry Woo's bike, huh?
Yeah, no, you're right. All right, number 2. Oh, who's this guy?
That's Brian.
Yeah.
That's right, Brian on borrowed Ducati. Look at that. Is he ready to ride Arizona style? Look at the type of boots he's wearing, and
God, I love that guy. He's
and
awesome.
I mean, he is dressed to ride in Arizona or what, right? So.
Or in Hawaii.
Yeah.
But you guys are smart. Everybody's borrowing bikes. I did that.
Yeah, borrowed by. All right. Well, number 1, of course, is the number 1 guy in a bike, and that, of course,
Oh,
is
man.
you, the man, the best Harley ever. That is Steve's very own. So tell us about your bike, Steve. It is
Yeah.
a Electroglide, Dynaglide. What the heck is it?
Yeah, it is a Hardy Street Glide
Oh, Street Glide. Okay.
custom. It's a 2013, guys, and it's got less than 4,000 miles on it.
Yeah. All right. Well, we need to put another 1,000 on it when we get together in.
We need to do that. That would be awesome.
This year we've got to do it. So hey, thanks for surviving the Escrow Tuesdays quiz. We didn't really kind of do it all that complicated on you, but
is that Dr. Liza? That's
yeah,
Dr. Liza's shoes.
Yeah,
Look at
that is Dr. Liza's shoes. I kind of left a few things, lingering because she is a doctor. All right, and that's you on your own podcast. I like that smirk.
Oh, so actually, that's me recording a rap song.
Nice.
Ooh.
For
Is everyone looking at you like, what, you rap?
yeah, no, we actually have the song. I'll send it to you guys.
Oh my gosh.
Can't wait to hear it. All right. Hey, so we've got it's kind of brand new because we've done it 5 or 6 times, but we've got now, what is that next segment, Narhee? Do you recall?
Our 30-second elevator pitch.
Sorry, that was your old company. That's all right. Doesn't matter. It is the guest shameless plug, Steve Way. What do you think, Narhee? Can he do it?
Yes. I don't know. Let's see. Let's put him through the test. Here we go, Steve. You ready? In 30 seconds. We're all in the elevator. Give us your guest shameless plug.
Are we starting now?
Yes.
Yeah.
Time is ticking.
26 seconds to go.
Oh, man. So company I'm with is Intercap Lending, okay, corporate's out of Utah. Long story short, we pride ourselves on quick close, right? Either 10-day, 14-day, doesn't matter. We got quick appraisals. We don't have appraisal management company. We have appraisal desk, which is a lot more manageable. And like I said, we pre-fund, right? All our deals.
All right.
No more wire cutoff or anything like that. And we service about 80% of our paper. So I would like to say we are probably going to one of your fastest vendors when it comes to closing. Not probably, for sure. I mean, and honestly, that is the right way to do mortgages.
Yeah. Perfect.
The right way.
Hey.
The right way to go. Yes.
All right. Well, hey.
Done deal.
When you're thinking of amazing online shows like this one with amazing guests, what should you be doing right now?
Subscribe and push that red button.
That's right. Rumor is we have less subscribers than we've had guests. How could that happen?
Anything can happen on Escrow Tuesdays, Charles.
So, hey, Steve, you've got your chapter going. Anything coming up you want to plug?
Yes, I do.
All right.
July 8th, we're going to have a mid-year market update.
Okay.
That's exciting. And July 17th, this is going to be our big one.
July 17th.
We have Paper Tiger coming in town.
Right. Oh, yeah. We know who those guys are.
And we have a whole segment planned. We're going to have an after-hour VIP session.
Sweet.
A little bit of Chinese food, a little bit of just hanging out with everyone.
Yeah. No, they're a great bunch of guys. I've seen them now in 3 or 4 different places. And movie's fun. They're great. And then the producers, directors, all those guys are awesome guys. Yeah.
No, great guys. And we're very excited about that. It's probably going to be a packed event. And if you're in the Phoenix area, let us know. Yeah,
it is only a 5-hour drive in air-conditioned comfort in your car from the LA area. So get over there. Support Steve and the
or a 50-minute flight, Yeah,
there you go.
Nice way to put it.
Yeah. And one way, like for $38 on some particular airline that you probably don't want to fly, but it is cheap.
Only 50 minutes.
Yeah, the seats don't recline on those airlines, but it's okay. Hey, we've got upcoming 3 guests in no particular order. We've got Sang, Manisha, and of course, the amazing Judy Moon. And Judy Moon, finally, I think she got the same message you got, Steve. Because I think she's been kind of involved with AREAA a lot. And you're like, finally, she's chapter president. So good for her. And hey, just like that, Steve, we're back to the legend, the guy that got you pretty much over the fence, right, to become president.
And I started my term in 2020, which means I kind of haven't been doing anything.
Well, hey,
Yeah, you have.
yeah, you have. Hey, rumor has it that these T-shirts are actually going to be available for sale, and the proceeds going to the AREAA Foundation. So that's going to be, I believe, possibly available at the National Convention. So, and they'll come in all sizes. They'll come in mini Yao Ming, tall for you, and et cetera, et cetera. So, yeah.
Okay.
Well, that pretty much sums it up. Group photo, Steve. See you later. If you look closely, you know you can actually see some people on there. Yeah, this is how we ride in Southeast Asia, you know. And
Oh,
Steve
wow.
just like completely conked out on this ride. So anyway, let's see. Yeah,
Oh,
so
that is hilarious.
yeah, you know, hey, in
I feel
Asia
so
we
safe in your arms.
Yeah.
yeah, like,
You know?
well, you know, that's the way that's the way they roll in Southeast Asia, right? They got to maximize. I remember one time I told someone about a car I had that was only 2 seats, right? And they couldn't figure out, well, why would you drive a car with only 2 seats? We got to fit like 7 people in the thing, right? So
Yeah.
we could fit 5 on a bike easily. So yeah,
Yeah, they're
no,
telling you, they're like, Charles, you should do better.
yeah,
Don't make more money.
exactly,
You
right.
can buy a 4-door car.
Yeah, exactly.
Oh gosh.
Wait, I was gonna say something.
Yeah.
Oh
Yeah.
yeah, go Suns, huh?
Yeah,
Yeah.
oh, is that right? Go Suns. Well, yeah, on your promo it says from the Phoenix Sun, you know, of the land of the rising Phoenix Sun. So what's going on? Where are they? Game
Well,
what?
we
7?
lost yesterday.
Okay.
We're supposed to, win the conference final yesterday. So Phoenix Suns,
Yeah,
we
what game
have
is
one
it?
more win to go.
Is it Game 7?
No, it is going to be Game 6
Still Game 6. All right.
tomorrow, I believe,
So it's
versus the Clippers.
tied 3-3.
No, it's 2-3. It's Game
Okay.
6, 2-3,
Okay.
and I think the Suns they need to win next game. And the ideal thing is, I hope we go against Is Atlanta still in the series? They
See,
are, right?
you're already talking about who you're going to play after. You got to like win this one, right? So you're talking about the Clippers, who's never got out of the first or second round or whatever it was. So you're just going to destroy their dreams once again, huh?
Well, you're talking about the Suns that haven't been in the playoffs in forever. So,
Well, they've had some good rivalries, you know, with back with Steve Nash
Lakers.
and Kobe. Oh yeah, there's some crazy stuff, and it wasn't like the Lakers always came on top either, because you know D'Antoni, remember those guys when they were running up and down the court like crazy? That is awesome. So hey, enough about this silly basketball banter. Just because a good-looking tall guy mistaken for doctors. Steve, hey, thank you very much for joining us today. Just like that, it's at the top of the hour. Hey, anything in lending somewhere in the Pacific Southwest, you got to contact our guy here, Steve Way, the right way, and he'll hook you up, take care of you. And do you do any commercial stuff? Just mainly residential?
just residential.
All right. Well, Steve will hook you up and find anything that has to do with lending and surviving the lending business at the beginning. He'll show you all the hacks. Hey, and Steve, if you got anything or anybody's got anything in Southern California, you know, regarding, well, I guess you could say regarding escrow, title, whatever have you, Narhee Nguyen here. Please send my way. And anything in Los Angeles, some sort of real estate related something, you know, give me a call and I'll find, if I can't do it or figure it out, I will find someone to take care of. But hey, Steve,
You got it.
thanks so
We'll
much.
send them over right now.
What's that?
Actually, Paul, we'll send some over to you guys right now.
Awesome.
Ah.
Awesome. There you go.
Wow, look at that.
A live
Episode
pre-
46, a live referral.
Finally,
Aria,
it took
check it out.
46 episodes, Narhee.
Well, I just said.
That
So it
is
looks good.
awesome. That is
I hope I
awesome. All right. All right. Well, anyway, thank you for joining. Next week we'll have some more amazing guests. But Steve, amazing, made in China. Me, made in Japan, and Narhee, made in.
Korea.
Wow, we got the trifecta here. We could like dominate the world. Hey, anyway, thank
Yeah.
you very much for joining. Hey, stay on the call here while we end the live feed, but give a nice wave back to the audience and say
Thanks, guys.
goodbye.
Thanks.